Hello, everyone, and welcome to our once weekly show. My name is Michelle Marie, and I am the owner and operator of Astrological Tarot. And I'm so glad that you're here. Oh, you can also find me at astrologicaltarot.com. And I am both a Vedic and Western astrologer, as well as a tarot reader. Thank you for joining us.
Okay. And I am Tanys Coughlan from the Twillow Lifestyle Community, the Twillow Lifestyle Academy. And I am, what do? I do Reiki, I do crystals. I'm a Celtic Shamanic High Priestess and a channel and an oracle. And so I'm really excited to be here with you today. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Aimee, Mystic Rose Tarot. My specialty is primarily tarot, and I mix some astrology into my readings. The astrology aspect is something that I'm constantly expanding on, and I learn more as I go along with my readings, and I feel astrology expands more into readings. And I have a metaphysical practice. I also incorporate some witchcraft, which will be a different topic, into my practice. And I stick very much to elemental work, energies of the earth, sun, moon, and water.
Awesome.
Oh, and I love following Amy's channel too. It's on YouTube. It's the Mystic Rose Tarot, and she does the best like solstices, Beltanes. I mean, you really honor the seasons in such a beautiful way, and you have the best literature that you share with us, and you do a tarot reading that incorporates the astrologies that are going on. So highly recommend Aimee. She is an incredible psychic tarot reader, astrologer, all of the above. So thank you so much for joining us, and we're so glad that you're here.
Thank you.
Yes. Now, would you like to give us a little bit of background? Any just about you and where people can find you, and just you in general.
Well, basically cover the ground. My YouTube channel is Mystic Rose Tarot. Instagram, it's the Mystic Rose Tarot. I do have a Twitter account, but it's something that I don't really push too much because I forward all my information into Twitter. My channel here primarily is to focus more on, I want to say education, but sharing my experience through exploration of my practice and what I've learned. Everyone has a different perspective when it comes to working with the elements. Everyone has a different perspective, like you, Michelle, and also you, Tanys. When it comes to healing and getting information and getting insight, we all have different perspectives. So I share mine, but it tends to be something very educational, because I learned something and it feels something so profound. It's something that I feel that I can extend out as a vehicle for other people. So somewhere down the line, I would like to bring in a course. I started earlier this year, but it didn't happen, focusing on astrological decans. And I have, if you go to my website, I have a playlist where I go through the decans. I kind of explain a little bit what those decans are, what they mean, and how they could be of influence in the tarot, and also in astrology as well.
Thank you, Aimee. And I love your knowledge of the decans and how they relate to the tarot. I think it's really fascinating. Okay, well, we're getting a lot of people in, but before we start answering your questions, I just want to do a shout out for Ted Bricks, Jiao. I hope I said your name correctly. It's Cell. And I know Rachel's out there somewhere because you just tipped. There you are.
There she is.
Hey, Rachel, I see you waving. Go ahead and ask your question first, Rachel. Thank you for the tip. We appreciate it. And again, we accept tips here, and they're also in the links to get your question to the head of the line. Otherwise, we go in order. Okay, so just be aware of it. That's how we do the show. All right. So before we get started on the questions, I want to talk a little bit about the Vedic transits that we have coming up. We just had that eclipse. We had the eclipse, the solar eclipse on April 30th, and that was a big one. And then we had the lunar eclipse this weekend. So you probably all felt it.
Yeah.
What was really interesting to me was the first solar eclipse was in Bharani, and solar eclipses tend to reveal big secrets. And Bharani is the nakshatra of she who bears. So it's represented by the yoni. And so literally just 2 or 3 days after that solar eclipse, we found out about the Roe v. Wade rulings behind the scenes. So I thought that was really interesting, just to kind of see the astrology play out. And I looked at the last time this happened, and here's Barani here. The last time this happened, and it was around the time that they were trying to get it put in place, that we had some eclipses in this area. So I thought that was
fascinating. Wow.
Yes. And then our lunar eclipse was in Vishaka, and it's the star of purpose. Now, lunar eclipses tend to have a much longer term effect. This one was for 85 minutes, guys. So this is going to be, it's going to last for a long time, years. Okay. Yeah. So what I think this is doing is the secret energies that were revealed from Barani, from she who bears, motherhood, the yoni, the portal that we bring into this world, our mothers, female bodies. This is the star of purpose. This is Vishaka. I think this counteracts it because this is in Rahu, which is the head of the celestials, Jake's obsessions, desires, fears, power, control, just that really kind of, it's kind of a dark attachment based energy. Okay. Because he's a shadow graha. Okay. To Ketu, which is moksha, which is a much lighter, freer energy. So I think that a lot of women and men who support women and non-binaries, whatever you identify as, are going to start stepping up and make purposeful decisions to protect the collective. This is over 50% of the United States, and this is going to reflect across the world. They're already talking about these things in other countries like Venezuela, etc. So it's going to be interesting how this kind of plays out. But I'd have to say we need to stick to our purpose, okay, going through with this. No matter what your views are, I think it's important that we have a free society because I'm all about democracy and being able to make my own choices. Okay. Mm-hmm. Another energy, Venus is entering Aries in what's called Ashwini Nakshatra. And that's going to be on May 23rd. But before Venus does this, Venus is going to be moving through what's called a Gandanta. Okay, Gandantas occur between water and fire signs. Ashwini is a fire sign. Okay, Ravati, the sign before this, is Pisces. So it goes from Pisces and into Aries. So this is also called a spiritual knot. So your relationships and your money might be a little off that day, especially if you're Taurus or Libra moon rising, or moon or sun. Okay, so if you've got those Taurus or Libra energies in your chart, be aware of that because they're ruled by Venus, and Venus is going through Gandanta. Okay, so know that Venus is energetic, passionate, charming, and very full of life in Aries. So once Venus makes this jump, it's going to be a really great energy boost, but it can also lead to impulsivity in your relationships. So you're going to need to practice a little restraint before jumping into a new relationship or jumping into something intimate, because that's kind of what Aries do. Okay. So if you have any trouble in these areas, I suggest taking some time to focus on your patience and your self-care until you can better focus and have a more balanced approach to your relationships. Okay. That's just my sage advice. You don't have to be a psychic to know that. And just focus on loving and accepting yourself during this time and looking for those red flags. Don't be too impulsive. And then on the 25th, the sun is going to enter the nakshatra of Rohini. I'm excited about this because my moon is my Lagna is in Rohini. So Rohini's Taurus, and it's dedicated to material-driven pursuits. Okay, financial stability, long-term, earthly desires and enjoyment. Okay, an example of a sun in Rohini native is Marilyn Monroe. Okay, so she was emblematic of the era's like sexual revolution, was a top billed actress and all of those things. So basically, this is going to really support your material endeavors. So you need to use this time to stabilize your finances and begin to plant seeds that can later grow and to secure your future. Also be aware that we have the Mercury retrograde going on. So if you're looking for a house or any big purchase, really cross those T's and dot those I's before jumping onto anything. Okay. That was a lot. I hope it wasn't too much. I'm going to go ahead and pass this on to Tanys. I know she's got some cards for you. There we go.
Yeah. So yes, we definitely have had a lot of energies. I am still feeling that stuff from the weekend. So I'm sure that others are as well. So last week we talked about relationships as well, and how people were a little bit, there was like tempers were up. And so this week I got take a time out. You've been so busy taking care of other people's needs. Now it is time to stop and take care of your own. So in doing that, that's also about taking a step back, not just about looking at the relationships, but also about taking that self-care into account as well. Okay. Because we do have all of this transition energy right now, and the transition energies are all about breaking barriers. So we've had a lot of barriers that have been up for years and years and years. And so we're starting to see the little green here, we're starting to see some growth in terms of the collective. Okay. So that growth being towards love. So we are opening to love. So even though we have a lot of this stuff happening, we are opening to love. This is what is helping to create some of these changes that are happening. And, you know, we may have like little skirmishes here and there, but it is going to be a positive outcome. They are encouraging us to tap in. They're saying they are leading us towards the answer to our prayers. Right? So please listen to and follow the steps they're communicating through intuition, thoughts, and dreams. So it's really a big time for intuition and thoughts and dreams and all of that stuff. Okay. And so they're really encouraging us to tap into that. The systems are going to change. And in doing that, it is going to help to pull in more love. It's going to help us to pull in more of that psychic energy, because the higher we raise our vibration, the easier it is to tap into that stuff. Okay. And so they're really encouraging us to follow our bliss, because our bliss is high vibration stuff. So this is all about us going through this vibrational thing like this, because of all the energies and all of that that's been going on. It's really about us doing the self-care and stepping into that higher vibration of following the bliss. And again, I got my tutu going on here. So my little tutu story. So it's really encouraging us to step into our individuality, right? Step out of judgment and into compassion, and step into being who you are or what you're meant to be. Okay. So that's where we're headed for this week. That's the big picture. Certainly, I'm sure that Aimee must have some other stuff as well that she wants to share with us as a collective. And so it's exciting times. And you're on mute, Aimee, please.
All righty. Thank you, Tanys. I have to share something a little personal, because this past weekend was a little extra special for me, because it was the weekend of my birthday. And so it was Taurus, as we know, Sun Taurus. I'm going through my nodal return. So the opposing sign of Taurus is Scorpio. We had this lunar eclipse in Scorpio. I could not make heads or tails of anything the last few days. I felt like I was emotionally exuberant, but also dealing with some stuff that was kind of lurking around while I was trying to release. It was very interesting. But all in all, the whole process was healing. And that's what I did. I slowed down the energy on the date of my birthday, and actually did a reading for myself, but I'm not going to share that here. But I want to connect. Let's just see where we are right now. I'm going to work with the Guild Tarot. I'm just going to pull 2 cards, make it really quick.
I'm definitely with you, Aimee. I was discombobulated.
It was kind of strange.
The last week or so. It just felt really like I've had to really ground as I've been going through.
There are times, like I said, I felt grounded, and then moments where I was just like, okay, I feel really good. And then something comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like grounding, release, grounding, release. It was very, very interesting. Okay, so let's pull some cards here. Okay. Got here King of Swords. Okay, so this is intuition. This card can be normally assigned to Aquarius. So we have, in going in what's happened with this lunar eclipse in Scorpio, we are dealing with the intuition at a psychic level, at a spiritual level, but also here with the King of Swords, that information that we're getting, that we're feeling, it's where do we take it? Where do we put it forward? Aquarius is always thinking ahead. They're the revolutionaries. They're the ones that think outside of the box. It's transforming this energy that we're experiencing, all these changes. Where are we going to take it? What are we going to do with it? How can we do it for the betterment of ourselves, but also for everyone around us? We can be a conduit. We can be of influence to people with our ideas and how we express ourselves. So with this King of Swords for intuition for this week, we're still going through this. Okay, so don't feel like what we're sharing right now with our cards, it's the answer to it. We're just going with how things are. But at some point, you know, Taurus being this fixed sign, and we're in the last decan, and we're moving into Gemini, that energy is going to be changing. It's going to start moving a little bit. So I feel it's really important to really get what we're feeling. Let's get it into a set direction. Taurus is all about moving straight ahead and being dedicated and focused on what we're doing. So I'm sorry if you hear my cat in the background, that's who it is. The other card that I have here is Temperance. Okay, it's associated with Sagittarius. So again, we're creating this balance, and I think this is a wonderful card to have right now as we're transitioning into our last days of Taurus into Gemini. Gemini is a mutable sign, and so it is also the opposing sign of Sagittarius, of which this card is assigned to. So Sagittarius, Gemini, we're dealing with balance, harmony. Communicating is very important. How do we balance all these ideas that we have, how we are expressing them, but how can we get to these ways of communicating that it's clear to people? And this will be a good time for us readers, you know, when things are a little all over the place, we need to stay focused. We need to stay, balanced in our expression and how we're interpreting things in our lives, but also for other people. So I think these two cards are really good to work with for this week. Okay, intuition. Okay, we're aware of it. Where are we going to put it? What are we going to do with it? And the manner of how we're going to do this. Balancing of opposite energy. When you have balance in life, you create a grounding. You create like a nice momentum, and that's very important. And Gemini is of duality, so we may have these moments where we may change face sometimes, but we have to understand what's going on, the environment of how we're expressing ourselves and who we are expressing ourselves to. Let's have a sense of decorum, okay, when we're working with these forms of energies, but also be mindful of where we are at that time and who we are, and to keep everything more aligned at that time. I'm just going to hold to two cards so we can get to the readings.
Thank you, Aimee. That was wonderful. And we have a lot of people coming in. Hey, Mel. Hey, Indigo. Hey, Rachel,
Hey.
Hello again. Nancy, good to see you. And Nancy actually asked you a question. What decks did you decide on for your birthday reading?
I had these decks. I had the Crow's Magic, which I'm going to use for readings today, and the Gil Tarot, and the Witch's Wisdom. But I ended up working with the Witch's Wisdom because I did my hike over the weekend, and it was the only deck that spoke to me, more so than this. I thought the Crow's Magic would be the deck for me, but the Witch's Wisdom, I was just surrounded from going from the desert climate environment, and as I was hiking up, it started to become more mountainous, more foresty, more trees. And the Witch's Wisdom goes through all these different environments. They go from arid, they go to rainy, they go to forest, they go to cold, hot. So I felt I was experiencing all of those different energies in this hike in a matter of like 3 hours. So it's the Witch's Wisdom, Nancy, that I stuck with.
Beautiful.
Yeah, those sound like that. I don't have those decks, so I'll have to look into them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. They're beautiful. They're
Yeah,
wonderful.
my husband can't stop laughing at Spirit because he's making He's doing a reading is what he's like, Spirit's trying to give him a reading.
he's like wanting to go outside. I think I have to let him
Okay, well, I'm going to be doing my reading. You can go ahead and
for
let
it.
him out if you want. Okay. A cup of tea. Yes, you can ask a question. Welcome. Itzel, welcome. And we're going to go ahead and, a brew. Okay, thank you for asking a question. Zhao, Ted Brooks, welcome again. And yeah, so just go ahead and ask your questions. If you want to get to the head of the line, go ahead and tip. But our first question is Miss Rachel Rose Farber. Thanks for tipping. I re-enlisted last week as tenure status, okay? And then I've had the most intense regret dreams. Oh, okay, that's the eclipse. That's the eclipse energy. I had those too. And the eclipses took place, the solar took place on your moon and and your Rahu, and then the lunar took place on your Ketu. So you're getting a double dose. That's called the nodal return that we talked about. Okay. They're not even on any of my planets, and I experience triggers and bad dreams. So it's not you. Okay. It's just the planetaries alone. It's just crazy right now. Okay. So just keep that in mind. This morning, my boss publicly humiliated me and silenced me. Even my direct boss said it was terrible. Okay, again, that's Mercury retrograde and eclipse energy. It makes people act out in their professional and their personal realms. We were dealing with that too. Like my husband and I had the craziest start to our week. So just people acting crazy. And we're just, what? So I don't know if I'll be happy there long term. I'm thinking about putting in a memo to go. Thoughts. Okay. So know that this too shall pass. You are literally having your nodal return and you are undergoing these really intense energies, Rachel. You are absolutely not alone with the stuff that's been going on in your life. Okay. So I pulled a special card for you for my Whispers of Ganesh. I got harmony. You deserve to feel good about your existence. Okay. Take deep breaths when this stuff happens. I know it's hard. It's really difficult stuff to deal with. But what this card is telling me is that it's symbolic of your personal beliefs and what will bring you happiness in your life. You are responsible for your harmony, regardless of what's going on around you. And we've all got tested during these two eclipses, and especially this weekend and in the beginning of this week. So Spirit is asking you to remember to radiate warmth, to radiate energy, and take some time to reflect on your personal values and attitudes. What do you believe will bring the best outcome or longing that you have for a happy life? Okay, the nodal return is all about directing your life into your purpose. Okay, so this is orange, you notice here. Okay, and it refers to a period of socializing, okay, activity, new adventures. Orange is the color of your sacral chakra, the Svadhisthana. Okay, it's associated with your sexual organs and your reproductive system. It can symbolize happiness. It can symbolize love, where you store your, some of your pleasures, your sensualities, intimacy, the connection that you have to sensuality in this domain is what this chakra holds. Okay. So you need to ask yourself, how deserving do you feel? When you feel that you deserve good, you will treat yourself well, and you will require others to treat you well also. Especially if this other boss said that was inappropriate, they shouldn't have done that. You should concur with that and try to follow whatever protocol you can to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Because to be humiliated in work in front of your peers is not only unprofessional, it's not going to be good for everybody else in the workplace because it's not creating harmony. Okay. When your sacral chakra is clear, the energy's in balance, like Aimee pulled that temperance card and you said you pulled it earlier. It's all about friendliness, compassion, empathy, concern for others. And you have a very strong sense of belonging because you're balanced. Okay. And sometimes that balance takes setting some boundaries. Now, this is a superior. So I would suggest going to the person who is their peer or their equal and saying, how do you think I can bring more harmony to this situation? Okay. Right now, just try to feel good about your life. Enjoy time with friends. Socialize. Do what's necessary to bring yourself in alignment with what you want from the relationships, both professional and personal in your life. And then from the karma cards, I pulled the third house. So you do need to communicate moving forward. This is the house of communications. Okay, it's represented by Gemini. Get your ideas going. It's got a quill, a little feather quill, and like a corded phone. So you can tell, like Monte came out, your Uncle Monte came out with these cards a long time ago, but it's still good today. Okay. Just maybe text a good friend and go do something fun. Take a short-term trip somewhere if you have the time to do so, and just kind of get out of your headspace a little bit. Okay. Do something pleasurable, because that's what that sacral energy is. All right. And then I got the Queen of Earth. This goes back to being grounded. Okay. That Temperance card that you pulled earlier, that Aimee pulled at the beginning of the show. I believe that was specifically for your energy and for everyone in the audience's energy. Okay. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. And if you look at the card, she's literally manifesting a pot of gold. This is both spiritual and material in meaning. Okay. It's very Taurian, that Queen of Earth energy. I know that the Queen of Pentacles, I believe, is Capricorn in the tarot. Aimee can correct me. But it's basically asking you to find more grounding in your relationships and balance by clearing that sacral chakra, creating harmony in your environment, and setting appropriate boundaries that are within your control, because I do realize that this was a boss. So like I said, going to, a peer of theirs, especially the other boss that came to you and said that was inappropriate, maybe they could talk to that person without it, sounding like you're breaking rank or doing anything inappropriate. Okay. I hope that was helpful. I know Tanys and Aimee have a lot more, and I'm sending you lots of love. Okay, Rachel, take care.
Hi, Rachel. Yeah. So can't make this stuff up. Communicate freely came up. And I always say with this one, there's little hearts stuck in here. You can see a little heart right there. Yeah, it's always about communicating with compassion and love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so making sure that you're communicating your feelings about it. And it is a boss. So if I put my HR hat on, you do have to go through sort of the appropriate channels. So just be cautious with that. Okay, but know that you should speak freely in bringing it forward, I would say, in the situation. Okay, just do it in the correct channels so that you're following protocol. All right. They're asking you to make sure you follow your bliss. And again, we have my 2-2. So it's following your bliss and being you. Okay. So let that beautiful heart shine through. This is also about balance, because we've got the sun and the moon here up at the top. So that's about balancing those energies, the male-female energy. And I think that is important for you. We've talked before, I believe, about the spiritual practice and stepping into that. I feel that there's some study coming for you involved in some of those things. So really doing the reading, doing your research. There's an owl here. So we know that you have wisdom, right? Tap into that inner wisdom. Yes, you are getting more sensitive. Okay. So we need to take that into account. So when we're empaths, we do tend to absorb those energies around us. So we do have to be mindful to just what is ours and what isn't. Right. And putting up those boundaries, like Michelle was saying, is going to help you to put up the boundaries so you're not taking on everybody else's stuff. Okay. We don't want to listen to other people's projections, because that's their projections. It's their stuff, not yours. All right. So know that you are protected. Okay. There's Michael. You are protected during these changes as you're going in. And it is a transition that you're going through. So, whatever that may be. And you are having new psychic and spiritual experiences, and they're going to start to change the way you view the world. So just allow your spiritual gifts to open. And again, it talks about study. So I really feel like the studying is part of the spiritual path thing for you in terms of that. Okay. But know that as you honor your heart, prosperity will be coming your way. Okay. The other thing to note, though, in terms of your the choices that you've been looking at, I got this card here. I was drawn to this one, and it's the Akashic Stargate. So you are aligned with your purpose. You are at a crossroads, but you need to know there's no wrong path. Okay. You are going to be following whatever you are meant to follow, and that will be your path, because you are tapped in. So know that there is no wrong path, right? We have 2 set points that we need to get to, and we're either going to get this way or we're going to go this way, but we're still going to get there. So there's no wrong path, and we always learn from whatever comes up for us. And there may be lessons that need to be learned still, but that's where you're going to take all that new knowledge that you have in that spiritual area, and you're going to start to implement that into your life using your compassion and love and spiritual practices. Okay, so hope that's helpful. Thank you.
Michelle, were you going to say something?
Oh, I was telling you you were on mute. I was on mute.
No, I already caught it, and you mouthed something, so I thought you were going to say something. All good. So I'm looking at Rachel's question. Okay, and I know Tanys and Michelle have already addressed it, but I want to focus directly on what I'm seeing here. I already have an answer for that, but let me just see if the cards will clarify it. And if it does, then we'll go with it. Wow. I got wands, swords, and coins for you. I feel that there is this struggle of there's this tension of of power. First card I got here is Six of Wands. I'm going to move this here a little bit. And so here, this is, for this deck, it's ruled by Sagittarius. And it is the second decan representing Sagittarius. So the bear we usually see as someone who's very strong, has a good sense of their environment, but also very controlling, also very protective. Tanys used the word of quite a few times, protection. Sorry, I'm trying to move this so it doesn't glare as much. But what I'm finding here is because of the environment that you're in, Rachel, it seems like it's a very masculine energy, very strong, and it's a lot of pulling of their weight around, pushing people around. And when people are in power, when they work in a business or anything like that, the people who work under these people, they're either going to play along with them, go along with them, agree with them, and play to their rules, if you will, or they will leave. This is a challenge for you, Rachel. And I know right off the bat, just by off of this one card, and I'll fill in the gaps with the other two cards that I have here. And I don't know what your sign is. Please, you don't have to tell me. It feels like you can't take any more. And the fact that you had a boss that outed you in public, that's not called for. Okay. Regardless of whatever sign you are, whatever sex you are, that's a form of disrespect. And people who work for companies, you're an employee, you're helping this company in the best way you can, make them grow, you're doing your job. There's no reason unless there is something. Okay, thank you. Oh, you got all earth. Wow. Yeah, you're not taking that, especially Capricorn. Capricorn, you work in a certain way. Let me move on from this because I'm going to go on a tangent and I want to just stick with these cards. The other card I got here for you is Ace of Coins, wealth, and I like the key word here, arising. I do feel it is time to move on. Capricorn, time to move on. You work only within you work within certain parameters. And if anything pushes you away from it or beyond it, you can't work. You can't function clearly. You can't do the job the way that you need to and the way that you want to do it. And with this Ace of Coins, we're looking at, I feel that there is something better. Okay, that there is something better. You need to take care of yourself, Rachel. You need to do what's in your best interest, not in someone else's best interest. Okay, very important. We understand you're working for a company. There are rules and regulations that whenever you're working for someone else, we have to abide and understand, but there also has to be respect. And if you feel like you're not being treated properly, right off the bat, I think you wrote here you're thinking about putting a memo. If you feel it's time, and based on the readings that we're giving you, if you feel the energy is right where you need to be for change, and we just had the lunar eclipse in Scorpio, which is all about purging, letting go, getting to the root of things. How deep can you go? I think you've gone as far as you can. Now it's time to start something new. One of the cards I got in my reading was the Sun. The Sun is the card of where you are in the process of regrowth. You're shedding the old. You're coming out with a new feel, a new perspective. You've been reincarnated, if you will. I think that's where that energy needs to come from. The other card I have here is the Two of Swords. Okay. Now, Two of Swords is usually assigned with, the swords in general are usually assigned with struggle, challenges, things of the mind, the intellect, conflict of that. With this Two of Swords, this is making it clear about what's going on in your work environment and how it's affecting you. But there's something beautiful about this card, though. Okay, it's the position of the swords. Okay, they're floating upward, but they're pointing downward. It's almost like a form of balance. Like you really need to see both sides of the situation of what's going on at work, but also with you. How is your mind feeling, Rachel? How is your mind processing all of this? Okay, I think this card right here is the card that will push you. You know, it's like, how much do you want to be put in this environment? Six of Wands is good. Six of Wands is a lot of movement. It's a lot of energy, but I think it's something, that kind of energy is something that you can't be in anymore. We need to have a shift. We need to have a change. Change of environment will, in turn, change the way that you see things, the way that you think, and the way that you communicate. Okay, but it's hard to do that right now with where you are. Ace of Coins, okay, change. Better environment, go into a place where maybe, potentially, this Ace of Cards, it could lead you to maybe a job that will be extra benefits for you. You may get a better paying job and get better respect at the same time. But also remember the protection that Tanys was talking about. That came very strong to me. You protect yourself. You take care of number one. You're not number two, you're number one. Okay. Everyone else will deal with whatever once you leave. They'll fill in the gaps.
Oh, thank you, Amy. Thank you, Tanys. We hope that was helpful, Rachel, and we're sending you lots of love and support as you go through this. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we got another tip. So this time it is Jody, and Jody is on Amy's channel, and she's new. So welcome, Jody. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so Jody's question. So I fell in love 15 years ago, but he lives across the country. We never stopped contact, and our feelings are just as strong. I feel we belong together. Is Jason feeling the same, and will we finally be together? Okay. So I tapped into your energy and what you can do because I don't have permission to tap into Jason. Okay. So the first card I picked was a really good one. Okay, Jody. I mean, I got really excited when I pulled this card, and it is delight. Okay. I feel like you guys, you make each other laugh. Okay. And laughter is helpful in ways that we can't even imagine or realize, because the gift of laughter, it's like the balm of being here on earth when things get rough. So I feel like this is a relationship that makes you feel better about yourself and the world around you. I kind of get like this butterfly feeling, but not in a good way. And I see a lot of humor going on here. I'm trying to think here. Laughter can also be a natural diversion to help you break up some stagnant energy. So they're telling me there's a little bit of stagnant energy, and it could just be the distance between you two. But, you know, just like keeping things really lighthearted is important at this stage in the relationship, because when you laugh, no other thoughts come to mind. You're just in the moment. Okay. So just enjoy being in the moment as you talk with each other. And that can kind of dispel any stale or negative energy and enable to see life from a much higher perspective and develop your relationship with a really good foundation. Okay. So I'm maybe work with spirit and ask spirit to help you find like little joy in life in different ways. Like, especially if maybe you're calling each other and, you're sharing your problems, which is really good because, you want to be able to talk to somebody about that. Try to bring a little bit more laughter into it. Okay. That there's like Ganesha actually was born. One of the stories was he was born of Shiva's laughter. So your guides are asking you to just kind of lighten up the relationship through laughter. And by doing so, you may get some immeasurable benefits, not just for yourself, but with your relationship with this person. As a more lighthearted approach can help you feel healthier. And, laughter's the best medicine. So that's the main energy I got. Okay. That's a good energy. Who doesn't love delight? Okay. And then I feel like this is more your energy. Okay. It's got the 9 of fire. Okay. This is the 9 of wands in the standard tarot. Okay. You're being protective right now. You're kind of trying to protect, your heart, which you created with this person. And you might be a little, on defense a little bit. Just have courage. Again, spirit gave you the delight card. Just enjoy the interactions that you have with this person, and always look for those red flags, but let your guard down enough to kind of open the door for like really good laughter, communication, things like that. Okay. And I don't know what your astrology is, but this would be more along the lines of the fire signs. Okay. Which would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. All right. And then the second card I got, which kind of supports the defensiveness I felt, was 8 of air. You're afraid of being hurt. Okay, this is the 8 of swords in the tarot. It can also give you an illusion of kind of feeling like trapped. Okay. Again, I got that delight card. So, if there's a lack of self-confidence regarding this relationship, don't be afraid to take action, because if anything, this could be an amazing friendship. Okay. So, because again, I get that really lighthearted energy. All right. And then I got the King of Earth. This could be his energy or how you feel about his energy, because I didn't tap into Jason's energy. I tapped into yours. This could also be what you're looking for. You're looking for someone stable. So for someone practical. Okay. For someone who is, like I married a guy like this. I married a triple Capricorn. He is like, he's very, very grounded, very earth driven. King of Earth is more Taurus, but it's just a very grounded, practical, generous kind of energy. Okay. All right. So that's the main energy I got for that. And so I went to my relationship cards because I saw you asked a relationship question, and I said, give your relationship a chance. Okay, so that's good. Work on your partnership together. And again, start with like a lighthearted energy. Don't go too deep too fast. Okay, because I feel like that would make it. Oh, what is Tanys showing us? Let's see. Oh, let me pull this over. Sorry.
Got the same one.
That happened a couple of weeks ago.
It did.
It's the same deck too.
Yep.
This is our relation. Yeah. Okay. So you got a double confirmation from spirit there. And then I got very soon. Okay. So this is good. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So you're not going to have to wait too long for this. Okay. And then I got that there's some chemistry there. Okay, there's some chemistry between you. Okay, there's a strong magnetic attraction on his end and on your end. At least, again, I tapped into your energy, but this is the perception and overall feeling that I got. Okay, so good cards. Keep it light. Enjoy this time. Get to know each other, and I'm really excited for you, Jody. And I wish you all the best.
Michelle, I'm sorry, Tanys.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm getting a comment here that one of our viewers isn't able to. I guess she's not being seen or something. Do you see? It's Mel. She's Woolly Hermit. She says she is in the chat but is not being seen. She wants to know if she's blocked.
Okay. I did see Mel earlier.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
Okay, I just thought maybe off chance.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and look Mel.
Okay, all righty. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I see her there. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, was I blocked? I don't see any of the chat here except my comment.
Oh, because they're all on different channels. So you're all on different. So there may be other comments that you're not seeing because they're happening on all of our channels. So
Yeah.
you might be on one particular YouTube channel, but there's also comments coming in from like my channel, from Michelle's channel, from Aimee's channel, and also from Facebook. So that's why you may not see them.
And Twitch, and we're all over the place.
Twitch. That's right. Yeah. So that's why you're not seeing them all. Okay.
Mel, go to Astrological Tarot because she's hosting it, and I think she's watching, I guess through my channel. I don't know.
Oh, I can get on any of the channels. I'm getting stuff from all of them. So, but if you want to, if Mel, if you want to talk to everybody, like that would be on Aimee's channel. So I appreciate the view, but if you want to talk to all of the people, that's Aimee's. She's popular.
Okay. Sorry, I just want to get that out so she doesn't miss anything.
Yeah, thank you.
For sure. Thank you. Okay, so Jody, yes, I have that you have been separated. That came through. Okay, so I think that is like the past energy. I'm not sure if that's coming, but I definitely know that you are calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So you have to think positively about all of this, okay, for it to even start. I have that there. If that happens, you're going to have a fresh start. Okay, so something that what I'm hearing is that when we start a relationship again with somebody after a separation of lengthy period, like 15 years, that we do need to start fresh with that person. So it's like, because we are never the same person twice. We are never the same person 2 days in a row. And so you are both very different people now than you were 15 years ago. Okay, so Spirit's encouraging you to get to know each other again. Okay, and that's kind of what Michelle was saying, was be in the moment. Okay, so getting to know each other. So as you reveal your innermost stuff that's come up for you, right? You're going to deepen the bond more. Okay, and then I got that was the order there. Give your relationship a chance, right? So work on the partnership. So that's the getting to know each other, having that lighthearted conversation and getting to know each other, being truthful, right? Dwelling in the truth. You see there's clouds there right now. They're clearing. You can see some blue sky. So it's about really, and I feel like the clouds are just the unknown. Like there's unknowns between you because you've been apart for 15 years. And so you really need to step into telling your truth and having them tell their truth. Okay, have him tell his truth as well. But this is calling on you to have faith and trust because you are in separation. Okay, I did, however, get one of the best cards in the deck, if that's what you're looking for. So it looks like it could be a good thing, right? So, but there's some things to work through there, right? Working on the trust, working on the conversation, and we're tapping in. Please keep in mind, we tap into the energy as it is right now, right? And as we go out and we make choices, turn left or right, it changes our timeline. So just keep that in mind. I always like to sort of premise that with that, because all of these readings are usually about what the energy is right now. Okay, so just to know that. And then I asked about you, and I got this one here. Making a difference. My inner light shines far and wide. This is also my spiritual communication card. Okay, so it's encouraging you to tap into your guides, tap into what they're telling you, tap into your heart, right? Feel into what that really is, and look at what it is in the present. Michelle said that, and that just was coming through really, really clearly, right? Look at what the present is in this relationship, not what it was 15 years ago and not what it's going to be 10 years down the road. What is it right now? Speak your truth, speak it with love. Okay, that's my advice. So hope that's helpful.
There we go. I was gonna work with the crow's magic, but you know what? The last 4 letters in your name spells the name of the deck, the other deck that I'm working with. So I decided I'm going to work with the Guild Tarot and see what we get here for you. Okay, so let's do our 3 cards. I'm going to start here in the middle. Okay. Oh, Jody, it looks like things are moving in a good direction. I'm just pulling it off the first card. Okay, this is the Guild Tarot. This is 10 of Cups. So it feels like all the work. 15 years. That's dedication and patience. You definitely deserve something at the end of this. I think in the time of the 15 years, even though you're in different countries, that is enough time to really go through any pains, any joys, to really understand where each other is coming from, where we're going to, what our likes are. As long as, like Tanys was saying, everything is open, everything is being truthful. All the cards are literally laid out in the table. That's so important in any relationship. And if you maintain that, this is where the success of the emotions comes in. It's an understanding of each other. You can sometimes feel each other's feelings when you're not even in the same room. It's just like, you know what? I felt that you weren't happy. You know each other that well. You don't have to be connected and living together for 15 years. You can be separated and still have a very unique connection. Just by communicating on the phone, video-wise. So that card is pretty straightforward. Wow. I didn't flip over the other cards. So this card here is the center point of my reading. Okay, success. Success of the heart, things that matter. There's work that needs to be done for any form of success. Anything financial, emotionally, spiritually, you have to earn it. And you have to show how much you're putting into it. This card that I got here, I got another 10. I think, and it's understandable, this keyword of desolation, I don't feel it so much with this 10 of Swords, because the 10 of Swords is usually a very tragic looking card. But here, in relation to your question, there is this time, even though it's 15 years, there are those moments where you really feel that maybe it's not going to work. There's going to be some second guessing. Maybe the person will leave. And that's natural. And that could be a current concern for you, Jody. Okay, just try not to let this kind of energy, the 10 of Swords, just get to you too much. It's natural. It's part of the process. Don't get lost in your head. Don't let too much of this negative energy that you may be feeling, I'm not saying that you are, but that may come up on the occasion. Don't let it get to you. Okay, it's healthy, it's natural, but don't get too lost into it. Okay, I feel right now, this relationship right now is all here. It's not so much here. It's just naturally moving. It's almost an intuitive relationship. Everything's flowing from here. You have engagement. You are conversing, but the relationship is stemming more from here. And I don't know if that makes sense to you or not. Their relationships are just based on, wow, this person is great to converse with, socialize, so on and so forth. And there is that, moment where the energy can come from the heart because you're liking the conversation, like that Gemini kind of energy. Gemini is all of the mind, Mercury influenced. But, at times, there may come that moment. Move with it, but don't get stuck in it. Okay. 10 of Swords is ending. Okay. It's time to stop any of those thoughts and let's start moving ahead. Next card I got here. Okay, so this is 3 of Coins. Okay, so with the 3 of Coins or 3 of Pentacles, we're starting to see, I don't know if there's any investments that the two of you have made, anything small or whatnot, but if there's something, the investment can also be into yourself. Maybe this relationship is also revealing parts of yourself and also of your partner that you weren't very much aware of. And in that 15 years, you've seen a growth. You've seen an investment. You've you're starting to feel a confidence. Okay, look at the card here. We have a young person. It doesn't have to be young, but we have an individual who has a very well put together appearance, and it's what they're doing to take care of themselves. So the short of it is that this relationship has actually shape-shifted you physically as well. You're feeling this confidence. You're feeling good. You're putting maybe more into yourself or maybe into the other person. The person may be doing the same. Person may be working out more. They're starting to feel good. They're starting to feel very strong about themselves. It doesn't necessarily have to be monetary gain, but anything with the coins or pentacles normally involves investment of yourself, investment into something that's going to come back to you and make you feel even good. So that's why I was mentioning health, like gym, working out, change of wardrobe, hair color, whatever, makeup, no makeup, whatever is making you feel strong. And that's what I feel is very important. You say you just don't want another 15 years to go by. Well, that's entirely up to the two of you, the way that you're going to direct this relationship. You know, please express, please be open. You know, if you have any concerns, start talking to him about this. Okay? So that if you feel there is a concern, maybe he has the same thing, but he's not saying it as well. If you don't say anything that is a concern, this relationship is just going to sort of go like this with no questions being answered. Don't be scared to ask. Okay? That's the premise. That's part of the premise of building a strong relationship is communication. And you have this. It feels like it's going wonderfully right now. But be open and honest.
Oh, I love that you pulled the communication card. And what I heard from Spirit is you pulled that was they're communicating heart to heart because you said it was here.
More
so
here.
this is, it's so rare, Jody. It's very rare to find someone like that. I've been in one relationship, and it's the man I'm married to, where I'm able to speak from my heart and have that very open relationship. So, you know, we wish you all the best. And thank you so much. We really appreciate your energy. Okay, so ladies, do we have time for one more? Yes, no? Okay, all right. Okay, so you were first, okay, Jiao? So I'm going to go ahead and get you, all right? For anyone else who didn't get their question answered, again, we went with tips first, and then we're going in order. So that's how we work, okay? So Jiao, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Any messages toward my next 6 months? Wow, you are a planner. I'm guessing you might be an earth sign. Okay, so I did get a card for you because you the energy that I'm getting from you is you are a go-getter. You like to plan. You like to start those projects and get them going, okay? I got the surrender card from the Whispers of Ganesh, okay? You need to sleep more. Okay, because in a state of sleep, your manifestations can take root. They're not in shallow ground. Okay, you need to take a chance for rest and for recovery after the challenges and various lessons that have been recently coming your way. Okay, Spirit is telling me that they're offering you the option to retreat into a calm environment and replenish your energy so you can regain your composure before moving forward. So notice that Ganesh's hands here are at rest. Okay, he's normally doing mudras or sacred hand gestures. He doesn't have a crown on. There's no T-lock. He is surrendered. He's out. Okay, so this tells me that there's a need to stabilize your energy. Okay, you need to recognize that you've been wrapped up in a very stress-filled time, and that brief periods of just respite are going to enable you to improve your overall energy levels as well as your concentration moving forward. It's also going to bring greater peace to your heart. It's going to help you start anew. Again, the image I got was you're planting seeds, which is perfect for Taurus season, okay, which is what we're in now. And you need to dig bigger holes and give them a little bit more fertilizer. And the fertilizer I feel you need is recovery, a good night's sleep, and so that you can heal your body and reset your mind back to positivity so you can really make those manifestations, like I say, take root. Okay, so regardless of what you're facing, though, the spirit is just gently reminding you to surrender to the challenges for a while so you can take time for yourself, and knowing that when you are fully ready, the task will be there for you. Okay, if you're trying to decide or change a bunch of things right now, know that it's eclipse season. We are in Mercury retrograde, so it's going to be a bit. Okay, so take this time to just give yourself a break, a much needed break is what they're telling me, and decide once you have a clearer head. So 6 months planner, I applaud you for your just, let's get out there and get it done. But that's what Spirit's telling you. Okay, now the cards that I got for what you can do is I got Libra from the Karma cards. Libra is all about creating harmony and balance in your life, specifically your relationships. Okay, and I got the 11th house. Get out with your friends, your tribe, the people that make you feel good, that help you relax, that make you laugh. Okay, the people that you choose in life. You know, they're going to really help you manifest your future, because they're going to offer you feedback and suggestions and maybe inspire what you're kind of thinking of starting right now and building upon. They're going to provide some insights into the situation that are going to help you develop those roots and maybe point out a few things you might have missed. So I'm getting a lot of collaboration. I'm getting a lot of need to just kind of branch out and have fun and get together with that tribe, okay, your associations. And it's going to help you free your mind a little bit from any restrictions that are going on from being through this kind of stress-filled time. Okay, and then I went to the self-care card. I got Be Still. Okay, this is all kind of wrapping into each other. Okay, she is in what's called the corpse pose here. Okay, you are being, this is what we do. I do my yoga asanas every morning, and I end with this one. This is the hardest pose for me to do. Like, I love doing the hard ones because I'm like, yeah, let's see how long I can go this time, right? No, this is the hardest one for me. Okay, and I'm kind of getting that from you. So be still, rest, replenish your energy, hang out with your tribe, but, you know, do kind of like calming activities. Okay. And that's the main energy I'm getting for your next 6 months, or to prepare you for the next 6 months. And I know that Tanys and Aimee are going to have a lot more specifics for you. Okay, Jal, take care.
Hello. So I'm going to run through them quickly because it's 6 months. But so they're reminding you this month that your desired outcomes will occur in the very near future. So have patience and faith, and don't try to force it to happen. Okay. So you're kind of in this coasting zone right now. You just have to have faith. And then next month, it's also calling you to have faith. So have faith and hope, because there's something positive and new on the horizon that you can't see yet. Okay. So just know that that's coming. One of the things that's coming up the following month is that there's some stuff to do with children. If you don't have children, I'm feeling like it's more inner child work that needs to be done for you this month. So I feel like there's going to be some healing there. That's in July. Okay. So some inner child work to do in July for you. And come August, you've got like there's an end to a cycle in your life. Okay. So call upon your angels to help get you through that and guide you through to the next steps, because they are leading you. Okay. So I am leading you towards the answer to your prayers. Please listen to and follow the steps I'm communicating through your intuition, thoughts, and dreams. So I feel like this inner child work is going to really start to take you on a spiritual journey in late summer, early fall. And it's going to bring you a whole lot more peace. So this is, I am the peace angel, and bring you new, tranquil, and smoother roads ahead. Okay. So I asked what you could do in order to facilitate that change and the healing. Communicate freely. So it's about communication. And again, I've had this card a few times today, which is always because of the energies, the collective energies. So there's the heart here. Okay. And for this time, that's showing me the greenery, which is always about growth. Okay. So you're in a growth period, and I feel like it's related to a spiritual growth. And in order to do that, I got the yoga card. Yoga and exercise. So very funny, because of course it's the same one that Michelle got. So yoga and exercise are essential to your well-being, peace of mind, and spiritual growth right now. Okay. So please work on finding yoga or a spiritual practice, something where you can start to have that quieting the mind, getting to that space where you can receive those messages, because I do think you're starting a spiritual journey over the next 6 months. Or if you are already on a spiritual journey, it's going to kind of get hiked up as you do that inner child work. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. And I guess we have lost Michelle here. So we'll see if we can... I'm not quite sure how we would transfer you to the larger screen, Aimee. That's my only concern.
That's totally fine. I could just read from here.
Sure, I guess we'll do that.
Stamp size, Aimee.
So off to Aimee.
All good. Hello, Joao. How are you? I'm happy that you're keeping in touch. So I'm going to work with the crow's magic, because I know you've been on my channel a few times and you asked for readings. So I'm not going to go as in depth, because I was intuitively connecting to what Tanys is saying. And I have something that's in my mind and heart, and I want to see if the cards pick up on it. Okay. Yeah, I think it did. You mentioned inner child, Tanys. The first card that I got here, I got Ace of Cups. I hope you can see this. Michelle, can you make me bigger? There we go.
Welcome back.
So I got the Eight of Cups. And so, again, Tanys was mentioning about inner child. And when she said that and listening to her reading, you may have seen me lean forward. The reason why I was leaning forward was I was looking at your profile picture as she was speaking. And there's something, I got the key word here, shy, timid. I feel with you, Joao, is that, let's see how I could put this into words. You're naturally a very happy person, but I think there is something of you, and this is ruled by Cancer. Cancer is a crab. There's something that you kind of like to protect yourself. It's almost like you put a mask on at times, but you're doing this like, so there's some comedians that are known that even though they may be having some personal issues that they're dealing with, what's so important to them is to make people feel good, make them feel happy. And I'm looking at that profile picture. You have such a big smile, and I feel like that's the energy that you have outwardly that you want to do. But there's also something that there's something that's kind of holding you back. And that's why with this Eight of Cups that I see here, we have 3 cups that are showing, we don't know if they're empty or full. Okay, but here, whenever I see layers of cups, and there's cups that are above, but there's still like 5 cups or a larger number of swords, wands, cups, pentacles on the bottom, it still goes to show that there is some work that needs to be done. We're making progress, but it's coming slow. Okay. And that's totally fine. And I believe, Joao, I think you are a water sign, if I remember correctly. And I'm thinking Scorpio, if I remember. And just as I said that, I'm looking at this moon here, and this kind of reminds me of what it looked like the other night when the moon was going into an eclipse. So the eclipse is revealing, and that's why a lot of us have been just sort of like, whoa, it's moving some stuff inside of me that I really don't want to come out, but it's coming out. I can't control it. You got to let it go. So let's use that Scorpio. Scorpio is also a sign that is of the darker it is, the deeper it is, the more exciting it is, but you can also get lost in that realm. Okay. Scorpio is a healing sign as well, but it can also be destructive if you don't know how to use that energy properly. The next card that I got here is the Ace of Wands. I feel that you overall, Joyo, I feel like there's you want to have joy, happiness. There's something that's missing. And I think and I'm not trying to take away from Tanys, but I feel that what she hit upon, there's some inner child work. There's some fear. There's something going on in here that needs to be dealt with. Please do not be scared. Okay. Don't be the shell. You're making steps emotionally. I think the steps that you're making is the awareness that, okay, I know I can get there, but there's still more work that needs to be done. Okay. And you can do it. Okay. The wands is a fiery element. Cups is water. So if you can move that energy of your emotions and feel a little bit more confident, and the way that you express yourself to other people, don't worry so much about what they think or how they feel. Just be who you are. Okay. Fire wands is a very strong element. It's a very strong suit. It involves a lot of confidence. Here's the other card that I have here for you. I got strength. Okay. So it's going to take work to heal, to reveal even further. So anything that's going on, you got to start calling yourself out, Joao. Okay. And just know that whatever, this is such a beautiful card the more I look at it. Okay. And look at that. I'm going to go here. Remember that moon right there? How small it is? Now look at it. That can be your guide. The lunar eclipse, the energy that many people were expressing, this can be of empowerment for you. And this is what I feel right now. This is what you need to work with very strongly, very strongly. That's going to give you that confidence, that belief of yourself to get out of this. Okay. Again, you're making the steps, but there's still more work to do. Emotional work, spiritual work, but you got to do it. Okay. And this is, you said 6 months. Try and be dedicated in that time. Make this effort, make that change to make it happen. Okay. I heard a sound.
Confirmation.
There
There you go.
Okay. But this is your key. I like the relationship, and I'm just using the full moon here, how it got more powerful, or you can use this as the sun, but I'm using the analogy of the full moon because of what we've been going through. That's going to be your stronghold. Okay. But have that confidence, Joelle. Okay. I know you have it. I know you do. You're welcome.
Oh, thank you, Aimee. Thank you, Tanys. Jao, we miss you. We wish you the absolute best. And just know you're a Scorpio. We just had that lunar eclipse. Okay, in Scorpio, Western. Okay, so that would have affected you moving forward. And that might explain why you're thinking, okay, what do I need to do over the next 6 months? Because, that's that long-term energy that the eclipse kind of sparks, okay? But no, I said at the beginning of the show, but this is under the star of purpose. So like we all said, finding your purpose and just being gentle with yourself along the way. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Oh my gosh, Aimee's channel is packed. We've got Ange here, Calla Lily, Mel, Nancy, Cece, Jody, Brienne. Oh my goodness, so many of you showed up. Thank you so much. I know, just amazing. And just a shout out to Rachel. Thank you for joining us, Rachel. Ted Bricks, we really appreciate your energy. And yeah, we've got Jezebel. Let's see if I don't want to miss anybody. Haley. And if we didn't get to your reading today, guys, just know that you can come back next week. We're here every single Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central, and 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so you can join us. Oh, Indigo, I didn't want to forget you. And Anne, welcome. And let's see, I think I got almost everybody. Ebru, Itzel, Cup of Tea, Lee. Oh my gosh.
My goodness.
Okay, these are just the people that are making comments. Okay, not everybody made a
That's
comment, but
wonderful.
yeah, lots of energy today. And I apologize for kind of like this Mercury retrograde is going over my ascendant, so it's really
Yep.
messing with my electronics. So I apologize for kind of zapping out on you, but I did want to talk about an offer, a very gracious offer that our guest Aimee is offering. Aimee, why don't you tell us a little bit about this offer, and I will put the banner up.
Well, basically anything that, if you've seen this channel or seen this episode, as Michelle put up there. Oh, hang on, Michelle. Okay. I thought Spirit bought something for you.
Your little dragon killer.
No, he's empty mouth. So for anyone who watches this episode or subscribes to my channel, as you see there, I will do 10% off of any of my readings. If you go to my website, the readings are primarily tarot astrology related. I have Wheel of the Year readings, which basically incorporates the seasons. We're currently in the mid-spring season. So if you have any questions, I won't go into it because of time's sake. Just feel free to email me, but there'll be 10% off of all my readings. And I'll keep this for let's do this for about 30 days. Okay. And I'll promote it the next time that I do an episode on my channel. So for a month, you get 10% off those readings. And right now, all the prices include the service fees and stuff like that. If you go through PayPal for payment, which I normally do, so it'll be 10% off the total price that you see on the website.
Awesome. We also had a question about when Mercury retrograde would be over.
Yes.
June 3rd. Yeah.
June
So
3rd.
it's going to be a bit. And on June 3rd, don't say, yay, it's over. Let's go make some decisions. No, that's the day it goes stationary. Okay. And then goes direct. So what happens is it's like, imagine you're driving a car and you're going on southbound and you want to go northbound. You're going to have to take a bit to go around and turn around and get back on the freeway. Okay. So that's kind of what we're going to be going through on the 3rd. So just give it a few days for it to clear up a little bit. But I tell people the craziest times for Mercury retrograde is when Mercury is about to go retrograde or when Mercury is about to go direct. That's the day where you just kind of have to just watch yourself. Okay. All right. And yeah, it's happening on my ascendant. So it's been fun. Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been interesting. I've got some stories for you guys. Okay. So, well, I just want to thank you both for being here. Aimee, you got to come on the show again because come on, look at the crowd you brought. My goodness.
My
She's
goodness.
got Aimee has a fan club. I mean, who doesn't love
She does.
I know.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And you're such a great reader. And I tend to be like, boom, 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 go, go, go. And you're just so calm.
I can't.
So nice. And it's like, oh, this is what you need to do. And you're like, oh, it's like a glass of water, on a hot day. It's so nice. And I'm like, oh, I need to be calm like Aimee,
You need some Hanuman in you too.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I have him on my altar. I've been worshiping him along with Ganesha and everything like that. Hanuman's reminding me to be a little bit more let loose a little bit, which is very difficult for me. So, all right. Well, oh my goodness, we have someone from Twitch, CCEMM1. Thank you for joining us on Twitch. We're actually wrapping up the show. Please join us next week. And I'll say this again. It's at 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central, and 7 p.m. Eastern. And just again, we really appreciate your time and your energy. My name is Michelle Marie. I am the owner and operator of Astrological Tarot. You can find me at astrologicaltarot.com. Most of my handles on social media are Astrological Tarot, and I'm killing it on TikTok right now, you guys. It's like I got over 1,000 followers, and it's doing really well. So you can follow me there. I'm posting all kinds of stuff on TikTok. So Astrological Tarot.
Awesome.
And yeah, I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
And I'm Tanys Coughlan. I'm from the Twillow Lifestyle Community, Twillow Lifestyle Academy, and I am a Reiki master and a Celtic Shamanic High Priestess, as well as crystals and a bunch of stuff. And I am a channel, and I am super happy that you all joined us today. It was great to see you. Have a great week, everyone.
Just thank you for being here. keeping it short but sweet. Thank you so much for watching, supporting all the channels, and just coming in for readings. And if not for readings, just listening. There's always something to learn from someone else's reading that you can maybe apply to yourself that you weren't even aware of. So watch out for readers. There are great readers out there, and there's some that, just that aren't the best. So just listen, feel to who you connect with. That's the best way to find the readers that you feel comfortable with. Don't go to readers just because of the numbers that they have. Go to them because you feel that you can connect with them. So we appreciate it very much.
Mhm.
Exactly, because you can buy
Yeah.
followers now, and there's a lot of people impersonating readers.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
Sage advice always, Aimee. All right, sending you guys all love, and we'll see you.
Lots of
We'll see
love.
you later. Yeah, take care.
Bye.